Were you taught to set a table as a child? My husband and I had a clash of upbringing this evening. I was cooking and I asked my hubby to set the table. I finished up and walked into the dining room. To see him standing there looking confused. Had no clue what I was talking about and tried to tell me what I did growing up was not normal and not common knowledge. I never had to. But I assumed it would be common knowledge and pretty easy. Literally just tablecloth, plates and cutlery. Condiments in the middle if you have them. Everyone I know was man shrugging light skin tone, only the basics though, not to the extent of a 5-course meal. I had to take etiquette classes from 8-12. And then I joined the Rainbow Girls to make sure I was respectable and a society type. I'm not even 40. My brother was taught the basics, but he had a very military until he was 18. Did it work? Hell no. We both had a very hard time being adults. But I can set a 9-course setting. So he has never been in a restaurant. Never been to anyone else's house. Never seen a dinner scene in a movie or on TV. Cannot figure out that plates go on the table. Please. I don't specifically remember being taught, but I do recall the fun debate with my sister about how best to fold not fold position the napkins with the silverware on top. Guess I figured it to be common knowledge, but obviously with some variation. Settling the table wasn't necessarily reserved for formal dinners. It was more or less making sure each place had the basic necessities: fork, spoon, knife, napkin, glass, plate or bowl, etc. I'm somewhat curious how you guys are married, and this moment has never come up until now. I was never taught. When I was younger, we all just served ourselves from the stove and we rarely even ate at the table. I grew up very low income. So table setting wasn't exactly a high priority. After I got married, one night I was trying to help my mill with the table and my husband's aunt came behind me fixing the forks and spoons because I put them on the wrong sides. I had no idea and was incredibly embarrassed. To this day, I try to just help with the glasses or plates because I have a hard time remembering the correct way to do cutlery. I learned how to set the table when I was 3 or 4 years old. My mom taught me because she wanted me to enjoy helping instead of expecting to be waited on later in life. No, we didn't have a table to sit at. We didn't have any room for a table nor money to afford a table. Even if we did have room. Despite that, I know what someone means when they say set the table. I've seen people set the table on TV shows and movies. But even so, I understand the concept of setting the table. Putting everything necessary for that meal on the table. I'm not sure if it's something you have to be taught. Maybe you need to be taught it if you're doing it very formally. But it doesn't really seem like something that you have to be taught in order to do or understand. No, we only ate at the dining room table on holidays. Otherwise it was the living room or bedroom. I think we were the weird ones. Though. Also, don't let him weaponize his incompetence. We've had Google for years. He could have looked it up. You get a stack of plates and put them next to the stove where the food is cooking. Then you grab a stack of forks and put them next to the plates. Then you say dinner's done, come get your food, and then you realize that you forgot to knock all the shit off the table, so tonight is eat in front of the TV night for the 8098th night in a row. Yes. I was taught by I'm a female and I'd put money on the line that my brother was never shown how. That said, your husband can Google it. Yes. My grandma taught me. But we only really set the table at her house. At our house we just grab utensils on the way to the dinner table. Yes. But it happens seldomly. As an adult I always eat at the couch. I work at the couch. ZWSTCHTV at the couch. I browse Reddit Street the couch. Sumdzi. By the grace of God I will die at the couch. Oh come on. Do you need to be taught? Tablecloth. Dish. Cutlery. Glasses. Water. My 4Y. Oh. Daughter started helping me without asking. She already knew what was needed. Maybe not where to get it or could not get it because height weight a whole glass bottle of water. That slips on your feet. Not an experience I want her to have. X200B. Bull. Shit. Yes, we were all taught. Yes. I can't even remember when and how. It came so naturally and so early. Nope. Everyone in my family just grabbed their own plate and cutlery. And took their food to wherever they wanted to eat. I genuinely cannot remember a time I ever ate food at a set table as a family except for holidays. And even then it was the same situation. Grab your own stuff and eat. Just clean up after yourself. Yes. Still do. Formal table settings as per etiquette books. No. The basics. Yeah. Honestly. I think this is weaponized incompetence. He's not just saying he wasn't taught as a child. He's acting totally baffled by the concept. He made no attempt to clarify the task or learn how to do it. And he's trying to persuade you that you're the weird one. Yes, we were taught at around 5. Not a chore till about 9. But yeah, a regular thing. Grandkids do it now when needed. Sounds like your husband is being lazy. We never set the table as kids. And maybe I don't know how to set it up as if dining at a fancy restaurant. But what is complicated about putting out some plates, napkins, forks and maybe a knife or two? Always thought it was an useless ritual. How to set a table was just more basic potty training. Bummer your husband missed that. We always sat at the dining room table for meals. And we did with our kids. It's the best way to stay connected and know what's going on in everyone's life. I was taught that. How to do it formally and less formally. But I was also observant enough to see that not everyone had someone teach them that or even had the dishes, silverware, and furniture to do so. I haven't a clue how to properly set a table. If I'm serving people at home, you get a plate and a paper towel with a fork and knife on it. No, but admittedly my parents didn't really teach me a lot of life skills. Unless he has a mental disability. He should be able to figure out how to put 2 plates at a table and maybe a fork and knife and some cutlery. Even if he couldn't figure that out, he could have just asked or looked it up. Realistically, he probably assumes this is women's work or something and doesn't want to. This feels fake for the fact that it means your husband has never watched TV or movies his entire life and you somehow married some amount of you've never once ran into this. Mostly the first part. Many TV shows and movies have this phrase used. I wouldn't expect someone to know the correct order of utensils for multiple courses. But I'd assume anyone could figure out how to throw down a plate, napkin, whatever utensils are needed and a glass for each person at least. Your hubby is playing ignorance so he won't have to contribute with the most trivial task. You've been married how long? And this hasn't come up. Weaponized incompetence. Even if he was never taught, he could have looked it up.